Hello, friends, and welcome back for what is hopefully the conclusion episode of The Light. You asked for it, and here it is. We did a little indie impressions episode of this game, and it looked phenomenal, and you guys really wanted to see the rest of it, so I decided to go ahead and record it. We are now right in the spot in the basement where we kind of left off right before the scream happened, and what was sort of starting to become a little bit nerve-wracking for me anyway. I figured this is a thing that needed to be done. This game is definitely a bit exceptional in the fact that it's one of the first, if not the first game I've ever recorded on my channel that's definitely made me feel a little bit, uneasy and a little bit concerned. And, that's a big deal for me because horror games usually don't scare me very much. So, before we go forward, I obviously want to say this is totally a spoiler thing. So, if you want to not be spoiled, go watch the first episode of the Indie Impressions of The Light and go see what's going on in that, and then choose to play it at your own risk if you like. If you want to continue forward, then here we go. I do want to address a couple things, though. First off, commenters were kind enough to let me know there was a flashlight button, which I didn't realize was there, which is definitely going to help me with showing you guys what's going on in the dark here. Because this room, well, I can see it fairly well on my screen, but that's because it's blown up in full screen and all that, and the resolution's pretty decent and all. But, when it's compressed and then it's put on YouTube, the darkness tends to overcome things a little bit more than it should. So we've got our flashlight now in our bag of tricks, and we've got this, what I believe is a diesel engine, and I'm pretty sure this is supposed to power the building above us. So we're going to go up the stairs, and there's going to be a scream, hopefully.
I don't like that.
So I don't like that either. I know that's what I said in the other one, but it's true, I still don't. So there are also some other details here that I want to point out, one of which totally escaped me before, but look off in the distance if you can, like all the way off in the distance. You see there's a building like off on the horizon? Looks totally shredded. Kind of a big deal to not notice that, huh? So it sort of helps put us in perspective here of what it is I think we're dealing with. Seems to be something much more sinister than just something that's affected this one building. And there were a bunch of people that were suggesting this might be Chernobyl. I don't think so. I mean, granted, I don't have enough information to really point that out. And I don't think there is just enough framing information here to even make that assertion, but I feel like it isn't. I've been over the Chernobyl, the map enough times in Stalker to, get a feeling for what that might. I don't know. I should probably just not go off on this tangent. But anyway, so the thing for me was I didn't really want to go back in this building because it's pretty creepy. And now that I know that there's someone around me screaming when I didn't see any people, having gone around this entire map, that sort of is quite unnerving. I also ran into a map at some point on one of these walls, so we'll see if we can. Oh, that scared me a whole bunch. When I walk by this and that light filtration technique thing, I know it's like a lens flare, but it's like a strange lens flare. It totally caught me off guard, because it was coming out of the wall, essentially, so I thought it might have been some kind of ghosty, apparition-y type thing. I do have also some film reels, so I'm going to see if I can do anything with those. There is a locked door. Oh, I think I just found another. There's a bird. Why am I terrified of a bird? Holy garbage. Alright, now the music is cranking again. Bird, do you have something for me? This game is so unsettling. I don't know what it is. I can play Amnesia, I can play SCP, none of that stuff bothers me. But something about this condemned, abandoned-looking building with this empty setting, and it won't stop reminding me of 28 Days Later. I just expect I'm going to turn a corner, and there's going to be, 3 zombies with red eyes running straight at me, and I'm just going to die. And it's going to be really scary. I don't really want that to happen very much. What is up with this architecture here? There's just an open. I guess these would have been huge glass windows there, but it's a strange little room actually. There's not a whole lot to be put in there. So I did run into a locked door. I know I said that before, but I need to find where it is. I think it was on the ground floor, or maybe it's. No, I'm on the ground floor. It's got to be here actually. Sorry, I'm confusing myself already. What's going on over here? Nothing. The door looked ominous too. Like when I saw it, it looked heavier than the other doors. Okay, here's that map. Oh, I can actually take the map. I walked right up to it before. It didn't let me take it. That's weird. I mean, it's not a particularly complicated floor plan or anything, but probably useful to have that. And I really like that my flashlight isn't gonna flicker out and go away, or you know, it's not so dim that it doesn't actually serve any real purpose. All those horror conventions that just crop up and just serve to make the experience a little bit more frustrating. I'm glad we're not dealing with those. This door looks like there's a thing going on. Is this where I was before? Did it just go all the way in a circle? Alright, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where the bird had landed before. It looks like there's a keyhole on that door. That is not the locked door that I found, so I guess we need to go up another floor, and maybe it's on that floor, and I was just confused. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to be on here. I think this is around the starting room area. It had been suggested in the comments that maybe I should try using the film reel on the television screen. I don't really understand how that makes sense. I mean, I do at a very base level because, you know, film and TV and stuff, but no, the TV's gone out now. But I would look for a projector to hopefully use that on. And of course I'm going to be checking to see if I can, like, interact with any of these bookshelves or things, because that was a thing that happened before. I was able to knock one of those out of the window. Okay, that door just doesn't open, but that's fine. I don't need it to open. Also, the way the doors close behind me freaks me out a little bit. Like, I know that that's just the way these animations work, but I don't really like that. I want to be able to freely leave the room quickly. You know, walk in, something's going to show up, and then before you know it, I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. Not that I could do much about it in the first place other than run, because I have no self-defense. Oh, this is totally the door right here. So let's just make sure we check all the other rooms first, and then I'm pretty sure that is the progression area. It's certainly ominous. I mean, look at that door. It's like, I don't know, something out of Silent Hill. It feels like when you get closer to that door, there's going to be, like, more scratch filter garbage and noise happening on the screen, and, like, some sort of meat monster's going to walk out. I don't know. But it definitely, like, it has a vibe to it, which is a thing that you don't always see. I'm pretty sure I've explored all of these sufficiently in the prior episode. I don't think I can go any higher, right, either. I think the stairs stop at that particular floor. If they do go higher, then I guess we'll be interested in seeing that. Yeah, this is where I got the film reel. Well, I guess let's just go in there and hope for the best. Let's just, if we could look really quickly, does it look like there's anything interactive up on these other floors? Not really. I don't know. Hard to say. Something about the way this table is standing is a little bit disconcerting as well. It's sort of like, I don't know, a very strange angle. Makes me wonder if the whole building isn't leaning, but then again, all the legs are like different heights. I don't know, that's strange. Alright, here we go. I knew that key would work. What's in there? I wanted to step back so I didn't just find myself face planting into some monster. Alright. Oh, geez, we can go higher. Why is this so scary? I don't even understand. It's all the ambience, isn't it? It's the production values and the ambience, and we're in a movie theater, and we're going to play the film reel, and that's going to be that, isn't it? And it's going to explain what is up there. What is that? Oh, it's got to be the projector. Oh. There's a weird thing about horror games where a lot of the time, before you understand what it is that you're looking at, you just see, like, fragmented anti-aliasing blobs, and you're like, alright, this is going to be bad, because I can see that it's kind of jittering around, and I don't really understand what to do about it. Alright, anything else in this room that I need to see? I'm a little disappointed. I thought we were going to go up to the top floor, so maybe there's going to be another surprise up there, but alright, let's press E and activate the projector, if we can do that. I've clicked, I've hit E. Oh, there's no power. Of course, I have to power up the generator, the diesel generator, before we can get that going. Those speakers, too, they look like bullhorns or something. They just throw those up in the corner like that. Alright, well, that's both good and bad. That means that there is something else we need to do, and I haven't figured out how to do it yet. And that thing that we need to do is go find some gas of some kind, or fuel, and throw that into... Oh, you know what? I think I found actually some fuel containers out in the ground area out in front of the building. So, alright, let's find the stairs. Let's go back down. And we'll get things going. I'm pretty sure I know what to do. I just need to find out where that is. Okay, I can jump right off of there. We are in the rear part of the building, I believe, so let's run around to the other side. What's up with this, by the way? I don't remember seeing this before. Just a random cupboard just hanging out. Wait, there's another one over here? Oh, okay, that's just like block us going into that entrance for some reason. That's actually an interesting thing to point out too, like why are they blocking off entrances? Ugh, so unnerving. And it's a beautiful sunny day, and that's part of why the atmosphere works so well, because we're forced to spend a bunch of time in the dark, you know, retreated away from the natural light that we should be standing in, to go explore this dank, disgusting building. Well, it's not all that bad, honestly, but, you know, it's definitely been better. It's seen better days. By the way, if you ever see me doing, like, a pirouette like that, just turning in place, it's because I'm trying to get my mouse pointer back onto the correct monitor. Another nice little detail is, like, they didn't need to put this plaque here, but they did. Serious shout out to the developers, such good stuff. I can't wait to try it. I found out the developers made another game, I believe it was called The Train, and I'm absolutely going to be trying that out on the channel at some point. And if I can, I'll try and do the whole thing in one go, but we'll see how it goes. I have a feeling it's going to be just as interesting as this one. I thought there was a container of fuel around one of these bench areas. Probably walked by it already. There's not even that much ground to search here, which now I'm starting to understand maybe the reason that that was done. Is just to limit... Oh, well, a car might have some fuel, right? So let's check this out. Alright, flat tires. Looks like... Okay, I can see the muffler was looking a little shiny. I thought that might have been a thing for a second. What if I just, like, start clicking on the car all around? Find the fuel tank. If there is a fuel tank. There should be a fuel tank. Right? Where is it? Didn't there used to be cars that had, like, the engines, or the fuel container area in the front? It's like the worst idea of all time. It's like every time you get in a collision, your car's gonna explode. Seems like you'd want to put it in the most protected place possible. I know there was another dilapidated car, so I'm gonna probably look around for that. And again, you can't go past any of these boundaries, just in case you might have joined us only on the second half here.
That's where I came from.
Okay, didn't know that. That's kind of curious that you're going to go ahead and give me narration about that. Considering, as far as I know, where you came from is just basically inside of that building. Like, it doesn't really give me a lot of information that you came from over there. Anyway, I guess that does give me some information, just knowing that you weren't always in that building and that you have enough memory to know that you didn't, you know, start living in that building or something. It's a thing with video games and amnesia. It seems to happen far, far too often. Alright, still looking out for fuel containers. Still looking out. Alright, so there's another car. Gotta be getting close. There's not all that much ground left to cover. Anything going on over here? Turned over locker. I can't really get close enough to this car to do a whole lot. Yeah, I can't actually really look around on it, so I guess that was sort of a waste. I really want to explore that other building. Makes me extremely frustrated that I can't just go in there. I must have just been making it up. I thought it was like around one of these benches, just sort of like nestled in next to something, or like in the trees between them. Oh, there's another car. Alright, so all the cars are abandoned, and all of them have been sitting there for... Ah, there it is. Found ya. Alright, so I don't know if this is good or bad now, because it means we're going to have to go face our fear, go back in the basement, start up the power, and see how things go. Alright, so, I mean, now that you know what the progression is, should be able to go right through this whole thing, like, really, really fast if you wanted to, but, you know, that isn't the joy of an exploration-style game like this. The joy is exploring, taking your time, and hopefully kind of stressing yourself out in the process. I say hopefully because, I don't know, I just personally don't always get worked up about these things. Alright, so everything happens automatically. I don't even have to press E on that. So apparently that generator is now going. There may or may not be power to the majority of the building. I wonder if that's going to manifest in any other way. If I can flip these switches now? I don't think so. Or I was thinking maybe it would, like, open up a new door that wasn't openable before, like one of these big scary metal gates. These are definitely things that would hold back the forces of hell. Alright, so let's just make our way back up to the second floor. Or I guess, what do you call it? The first floor, right? Because, you know, the ground floor is 1, or is G, and then the first floor is 1, and that would be the first floor above the ground. You would think that the ground floor would count as the first floor, because it is a floor. I don't know, maybe I'm just mistaken there. I've never really been in a whole lot of high-rise buildings. Forgive me. Okay, so I'm just being aware that now tripping that switch may have triggered all the evil entities to come out. It's quite possible. There may also be no evil entities. This is an instance where, like, seeing something run past the screen far away, or, like, knowing that there is something out there other than myself, it's both, I don't know, there's a give and a take to it, because I sort of feel like it would be appropriate to put in here, but at the same time, I kind of really like that there hasn't been really anything overtly supernatural going on. It's all just your mind playing tricks on you. I sort of rushed into this room without looking around very much, but I think we should... Okay, here we go. Whoa. That's not at all what I expected to happen. Choppers. I see nuclear explosions, most likely. Production values are really good in this game, I have to say. Okay, you're backwards, backmasking. Who would set a black and white film reel to this music? Alright, so we're not being particularly subtle about the way that this is going. Yeah, that is the most mushroom of a mushroom cloud of all time. Okay, now what? Oh, you know what? That probably explains all these particles floating in the air. Maybe I'm irradiated. Okay, this is pretty creepy now that the film reel has ended and it's blinking and pulsating like a beating heart. I really don't know what to do next. I guess I'll just go and look around more. That was a wild movie. I mean, it seemed like it was really high budget, actually. But then that soundtrack really threw me off. Is there anything else to see here? Speeding up. Should I stay here? I don't know what to do. What? It's pitch black outside of this room. There's no light outside of this room. I think the entirety of all the geometry is now gone. Okay, this is genuinely pretty horrific. in a way that you don't often see. Like, the level of subtlety here is really, really quite nice. I'm gonna walk out there, but this might end the game. I don't know. Let's see. Whoa. Okay, I'm transported into, like, Silent Hill world with televisions in a hallway. I think I wasn't designed to turn around and look at the door, though, so that sort of made that transition a little bit less seamless. Okay, so I could never read cursive in Russian that well, so somebody out there can catch that, hopefully. You guys have been really awesome, actually, at translating everything. I don't have a flashlight. Oh, no, I do, but it's so subtle you can't really see it on anything. And we've got grain filter. I think used in a nice manner today. I think an appropriate way. Alright, another hallway. More televisions. It definitely seems like an art piece that I would have seen somewhere. And I believe it's just showing parts of that video we watched, which is what I would do as well. Oh, we've got diverging paths. I'm kind of afraid now, and there's someone crying. Okay, I'm pretty sure something sad's going on here. Doesn't take a genius to pick up on that. Right, did I find the schism in the maze? Because the light isn't going on down this hallway, or I might have just gotten myself turned around. These messages would be a great way to tell. I can't read them. I think this is the way forward, yeah, because the light is now here. Wow, this is very dramatic. Alright, what happens when I go out here? This might be the end now. Alright, so it looks like everything is faded to white. I'm not sure if this is the intended end, but it seems like there's nothing else going forward, so I have to just say shout out to the developer. Amazing, amazing respect. Production values in that game were way higher than a lot of, like, full-budget games that I've played, and it was really quite an interesting experience going through it, and I would absolutely love to see more work by this person, and can't believe that there was so much going on there. I was just not expecting it to become such a full-fledged experience. I was just really engrossed in the atmosphere. I had a great time playing it, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as well. So, I mean, go check it out yourself. It is free, and the link is in the original Indie Impressions video. I'll probably put it in this video as well. And thanks everybody for hanging out, so I'll see you all real soon. Take care.